It is time for the Gatorade Cup Series, season number 11, Gatorade Duels at Daytona to kick off season number 11 and determine the starting lineup for the season 11 Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500. This is Gatorade Duel number 1, which will determine the inside row for the Great American Race. Starting on pole in Gatorade Duel number 1 is the driver who won the pole, the fastest driver in town. That's the 44 of Leon Capana. As long as he finishes this duel under his own power, he will start on pole for the Daytona 500. To outside second, it's the 34 of Carter Friesen. In third, it's Diego Yepes. Fourth, we have Antonin Charles Bois. And William Bolin runs to the top 5, the 31. Sixth place, it's the 99 of Brett Sierra. Seventh, we have Anthony Hernandez. Eighth, we have Jonathan Rains. Ninth, Tyler Fink. And Steve Morgan runs to the top 10, the 26. The rest of the field sees Zachary DeLello and Evan Hunter, with Freddie Soto and Trey Rainey, Riley Spurley and Griffin Lynn, Jake Richardson, Jonathan Buford, Roman Fenway, and TJ Hanley, and Bronson Minnick rounding out the field in 21st position. There's the 21 cars to do battle in Gatorade Duel number 1 here at Daytona. Let's go trackside and fire these engines up.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there go the 21 cars firing up and rolling off the starting grid for 16 laps in the duels at Daytona. So this is Gatorade Duel number 1. These drivers picked spots that were odd numbers, and this will determine who starts where on the inside row. Every position you gain in this race, you start one row further forward in the Daytona 500. After this race, we'll see Gatorade Duel number 2, which will determine the outside row for the start of the Daytona 500. So 21 cars here. The fastest car in town, Leon Capana, lead the field to the green flag. Can he try and win this duel? He doesn't have to win it to start where he qualified. As long as he just finishes under his own power, he will start on pole position. Pace car to pit road. Capana frees in front row. Gatorade Duel number 1 is underway in Daytona. Already some 3-wide racing. Lap number 1 led by the 44 of Leon Capana. Hernandez, the lone Hendrick car in Gatorade Duel number 1, moves up to second, has up for the 98 of Tyler Fink. But now Fink looks to the bottom lane, but the 48 does slam the door shut. There goes Hernandez for the lead on Capana, but the 44 slides down front of that 48. Here comes the 6, Evan Hunter, the 82, Freddie Soto on the inside. 3 wide back behind them. Hunter's going to pull out for second on Hernandez down the back stretch. Doesn't have the help in the middle lane, though. 48 pushing that 44, might clear himself, and he does. 48 is clear for second. Here comes Freddie Soto trying to get there. He'll get to third with help from Riley Spurley in the 28 car. 3x3 behind about the front 5 or so. As they come off the core, 4 cars will slide up on the outside. 48 staying patient behind the 44 for now. Riley Spurgeon not being patient. He'll go for third on Freddie Soto. Gets down for Jonathan Buford, the 77. Those are 2 Gatorade Cup Series veterans on the inside lane. And the guy running in second, the runner-up to the Gatorade Cup Series title with the 48 team back in season number 9. Buford's going to move to third. Here comes the guy who picked 41st, drawing qualifying positions. That's Bronson Minnick, the 12 on the inside. He'll go with his teammate Jonathan Buford. Penske on the inside, moving forward by the 48, trying to get to the 44, but Capana comes down to cover the spot. The good thing for Bronson Minnick, even though he picked 41st, which is obviously the worst position you could be on the last row, it's still good to where he can do anything he wants to in this duel. He started 41st at the worst, which is what he picked. At the best, he can move all the way up to third, so he's going to be making some aggressive moves. He can't lose anything. He can only gain in this duel He's going for the lead on his teammate Buford, who just took it from Campana. And now with that 44 up top 3 wide, do we see him maybe fall to the back of the field faster than when he maybe wants to and just get back there and ride back there? Looking 3 wide for the lead. As we move up to the middle, that was Yepes down to the bottom of the racetrack. In blue, car number 43 goes 3 wide for the top spot. Roman Fenway getting the push from Evan Hunter, and Fenway's out front in Gatorade Duel number 1. But here comes Evan Hunter now to the inside. They'll drag race back around to the start-finish line. But Fenway will slam the door shut down low. He'll lead the 4th lap of Gatorade Duel number 1. Here comes Soto for second on Hunter. Here comes Zachary DeLo, the 55. 26, Steve Morgan also moving down the inside. Yeah, this Gatorade Duel is stacked with some big names. TJ Hanley is in this duel. Carter Friesen, Trey Rainey, Riley Spurley, Anthony Hernandez, Diego Yepes, Evan Hunter. The list goes on and on. The big names running here today. 3 wide for second as race leader Roman Fenway tries to pull away. Steve Morgan is 3 wide to second. They are 3 by 3 behind our race leader. I don't know if Fenway wants to get that far out in front. If second and third get teamed up and lined up, they're going to run him down like he's standing still. Already they're running him down in a fast pace. Trying to get to the back bumper and looking 4 wide. DeLo's going to try and move up, and he does. Freddie Soto gave him the room to move up. Great job by the A2 driver there. He's a rookie to this. He didn't really know what position he was going to be in right there, so he just backed out. He said, you know what, no 4 wide. There goes Morgan for the lead on Fenway, but Friesen goes high with the 43. But I think the 26 still down there. Steve Morgan still for the lead. Trey Rainey tries to slam the door shut. William Bolt, but the third one was having none of that. Rainey moves up to the middle, down to the bottom, and that number 31, that's William Bolt. Help from Gatorade Cup Series rookie Brett Sierra. And now Friesen goes 3 wide for the lead. Back to the start finish line. 10 laps remaining. Gatorade Duel number 1. They are 3 wide for the top spot off to turn 1. Friesen down low. Pulling in a tight position there. Yeah, they're getting dicey here. They're starting to get in a position where they're not going to be lifting out of the gas. You almost saw 4 wide there with the 99 moving the 31 at the racetrack. Down the backstretch. Brett Sierra getting the push from Tyler Fink. The 98. There goes Fink to the inside, looking on Brett Sierra. The 99 comes down to cover the spot. Still out front, Carter Friesen, the 34 car, front 3, get clear and go up to the top side. For Carter, he's really trying to preserve his spot. He qualified 3rd. If he does not win this race tonight, he's not starting 3rd in the Daytona 500, so he needs to win to preserve his qualifying spot. Tyler Fink gonna move low. But the Roush Racing Fords team up on the outside. The 16 of Anton Charlebois goes with teammate Brett Sierra to push him clear the 98. Another Gatorade Cup Series champion down low. That's the 36 of Griffin Lynn. Here comes Bronson Mick, the rookie, to try and help those front 4. And Sierra trying to look for a run onto Carter Friesen. The 34 holding steady for now. Halfway in Gatorade Duel number 1, 8 laps to go. Caution free so far, but some crazy racing further back in the field. The further field a little spread out. We'll see if they come together late in this race. Coming back to the front, pole sitter Leon Campana. Showing muscle here at Daytona. And he fell to the back, now he's coming back to the front. He led early on. He's going to want to keep moving forward, but it looks like the Penske boys are going to try and change that. But the 44 just got the draft from the 12 to stay clear of that 77. And Sierra just got freight trained on the outside. Nowhere to go for that 99. No help at all whatsoever. Look how fast he's falling back in the outside lane. Campana trying to look. There goes the 12 of Minnick to the inside. That was a great run. What a great move by Bronson Mick. Getting that draft. He kind of felt that draft. Felt the run he was getting and made that move work. That was awesome. So now Bronson Mick to the front. Has help from the fastest car here. Leon Campana moves up to second. Can he challenge for the win? Here comes Hernandez, the 48, coming back. 16, Charles Bois. 28, Riley Spurley Tube. Evan Hunter coming back into the picture. front two. So far, just staying orderly. Trying to come to the end since the 16, but he gets the door shut. Just one row, 3 wide. That's the 34 car freeze and falling back. They're just 2 wide other than that right now. Is something going to change, though, late in this race? There goes Riley Spurgeon breaking low. He'll have help from the 6 of Evan Hunter. 6 laps to go in Daytona. Gatorade Duel number 1 has been a crazy one so far. How will it end? I think Spurgeon's going to try and help that 44 of Campana out here. They have a nice run of cars coming from behind. They're going to have about 5 or 6 clear off turn 2 right here. What do they do with it? First to break low, Griffin Lynn. And Riley Spurgeon saw that and went low with them. Campana, though, using the power of the 44 to try and clear himself, but he couldn't get it done there. Now what can Riley do with Bronson Manick out front? We're coming around to 5 to go. Just that 1 row, 3 wide still. The rest of the field just kind of pacing themselves. 5 laps to go in Daytona. Bronson Manick leads the way. 3 wide for second. That's Steve Morgan breaking out of line. Car number 26 moving to the front. Good move out of Steve Morgan there. Freddie Soto behind the A2. 3 wide, Riley Spurgeon backing out of that. I think what Spurgeon wants to do right here is just fall to the back as quick as he can, try and shuffle back around, and then gain spots. If you get stuck in the middle, you're just going to stay stuck there for the rest of the race and have a shot. Jake Richardson with a run to the inside. Steve Morgan didn't know where to go there. He's not really coming down. Now he finally comes down to cover the spot off that 39. Richardson had a huge run. I think Morgan was just kind of scared that he would get there in time. And there goes Richardson down front of DeLello. They've been working together the last few laps, moving through the field, 39.55. We'll see if it works here out of the tri-oval. It's a potent pair on the inside. And Jake Richardson and Zachary DeLello move to first and second. Out in front goes the 39. Following him through is the 55. Almost 4 wide back there. Watch for that off turn 2. And Leon Capana in the middle of it. Think they shorted it to 3 wide. They did. The 44 is going to get down line. Look at those two staying committed on the outside. DeLello pushing Jake Richardson clear. And here comes veteran Jonathan Buford on the inside. Out for another veteran, Trey Rainey. 3 to go this time by in Gatorade Duel number 1. How will it end? There goes Buford out of line for second on DeLello. 3 to go. The 55 waited too long. He was too committed. And third on back was just having none of that. They don't want teamwork at the front. Buford trying to get there. He's down there on Jake Richardson. Side by side for the lead. And there comes Trey Rainey. And pole sitter Leon Capana into the top 5 to 4th. Capana now looking 3 wide for second. Cars shuffling out of line everywhere. Fenway to the middle lane. Splitting DeLello and Bullen. Buford pulls away. We're coming to 2 to go. We'll see if the fastest car in town can do anything with Jonathan Buford. William Bullen moves up with that 44. Will they have a run with 2 to go? Can they stay committed and formed? 2 laps is a long time. You can have someone like Jonathan Rains, who's back there on the inside, way back, win this race. That's how the shuffle works here. 3 cars break away. Single file down the backstretch. Bullen pulls low, but has no help to make that move work. Leon Capana might be setting himself up for a last lap pass on Jonathan Buford. And don't count out veteran, champion, Daytona 500 winner TJ Hanley. The 21 is up to 4th on the inside. Coming to the white flag this time by. 2.5 miles to go in Gatorade Duel number 1. Who makes the move? And who gets back around in front? Last lap in Daytona is underway. No real help on the front pack. They're each about half a car length apart. 31's going to have to get right up on that 44. 77's been really strong here. Down the backstretch, Bullen's going to be the first to break low. But that ruins the run for the 44. We'll see if Capana can get in the draft and make a run. He's not close enough. Entering turn number 3, Jonathan Buford's in control. Jonathan Buford has won the Gatorade Duel before at Daytona. He knows what it's like. As he comes off turn number 4, he's going to do it again. Jonathan Buford wins his Gatorade Duel again as he comes into the tri-oval. Checkered flag is waving. Jonathan Buford will start 3rd in the Daytona 500. Great run out of the 77. Jonathan Beefer is dominant. Once he got out front, he held off the fastest car. Jonathan Beefer wins his Gatorade Duel once again in Daytona. A crazy duel number 1. We'll see what duel number 2 is like, as we'll see who starts 4th in the Daytona 500. After a crazy and wild Gatorade Duel number 1, these drivers are ready to put on a show in Gatorade Duel number 2. This is the duel which will determine the starting lineup for the outside row of the Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500. And the driver who qualified outside pole, Max Rossi, is on pole for this dual race. As long as he finishes it running, he will start on the front row for the Great American Race. Who's outside second, the 11 of Jake Galloway. Then third's the 5 of Jeff Bright. Fourth, we have Scott Gregory. And rounding out the top 5, Derek Hamill in car number 8. Sixth place is the 78, Jay Jefferson. Seventh, we have Casey Nanico. Eighth is Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Ninth, Kashawn Richardson. And Sebastian Kukulon rounds out the top 10. Then there's Riley Sampson and Cole Luigi. Back behind them, John Smith and Eli Bright, with Luke Rainey and Michael Gregory, Anthony Fox, Marshall Burrell, Levi Shones, and Brandon Beal, and Nathan Green, the 20, rounds out the 21-car field. So 21 drivers fighting for every position they can get. Every position they get, one row further forward to start the Daytona 500. Let's go on trackside and fire these engines up.
Drivers, start your engines!
Fired up.
"21 engines come to life at the Daytona International Speedway for the second Gatorade Duel race of the night. These drivers sat around, saw the first 21 go out, put on a show. These next 21 ready to do the same exact thing, as they know. Starting position on the line for the Daytona 500. So for drivers like Max Rossi, Jake Galloway. Max Rossi, though, he didn't really have to do anything. He just has to finish the race. For Jake Galloway, he knows if he wants to start where he qualified fourth, he basically has to win this duel. But then you have drivers like Nathan Green, Levi Shones, and Brandon Beal that know they can only go up from there. They're going to be crazy and wild coming through the field. Another 16 laps at Daytona. It's Max Rossi, Jake Galloway, front row, green flag waving, and Gatorade Duel number 2. For the lead, Derek Hamill, Max Rossi side by side. Lap 1, it's Max Rossi leading it. But Hamill on the inside moving forward. But here comes Casey Nanico looking 3 wide. But the 8 will get clear for the lead. Hamill to the front. You already see the difference in speeds between Gatorade Duel number 1 and Gatorade Duel number 2. Duel 1 run earlier in the day. Just the sun was still up. It was still setting. Now here in Gatorade Duel number 2, since it's later in the night, the sun is down, the track is cooled because of the nighttime sky, and the speeds are picking up almost 200 miles an hour for reaching off to turn number 3. And these drivers know they have more grip, they have faster speeds. These closing rings are going to be a lot bigger. They're going to be making some bigger moves, some more aggressive moves than what we saw in Gatorade Duel number 1. So Richardson now to second. Derek Hamill pulls away in the lead. 2 laps down. Michael Gregory, Richardson's teammate, going to try and get there and help as Burrow gets put to the middle lane by Brandon Beal. And Gregory didn't help his teammate. He moved to the inside for second himself. Already looking 4 wide. Off turn 2. Jeff Bright gets down for Jay Jefferson. Those are 2 great drivers, great veterans that knew if they went 4 wide, nothing good would have come of it. They decided to back out, give each other room. Smart driving by those 2 drivers. Yeah, those are 2 smart, intelligent drivers. that have been around this thing for a long time, both entering their 10th season of competition in the Gatorade Cup Series, as we have one car coming to pit road with an issue. That's Riley Sampson. That didn't like what he was seeing. He just wanted to get out there and wait for the crash to happen. He might not fall lap down, so if a yellow does come out, it wouldn't be terrible for him. Hamill, Gregory, Green, Rainey, and Jones are the front five. They are clear in single file. Rainey makes the move for third. No help. Nathan Green stays tucked on the back of the 33, but Gregory not making the move on Derek Hamill. But Green's going to make it for second. That's the risk you take. If you're going to be nice and just stay single file with the race leader, third on back is not going to be taking that. They're going to want to make that move. We saw that Nathan Green. Green to second. Gregory back in line third in front of Luke Rainey. Riley Sampson come out pit road. He will fall one lap down. One lap behind. Yeah, so I think now he's basically out. I mean, unless there's a crash with some drivers DNF, Riley Sampson is pretty much going to be starting 42nd in the Season 11 Daytona 500. Michael Gregory moves to second, but Luke Rainey tries to challenge on the inside. Here comes Jake Galloway, the Brit, looking out of line. 3 wide for second. Michael Gregory going to clear himself into turn number 3. Jake Galloway. Look at that run for Anthony Fox. That closing rate in the draft because of these fast speeds. Fox going to push Jones forward. But Jake Galloway gets down line first. Jones trying to stay with Galloway, and Fox trying to stay with Jones. They do stay committed for now. Looking for a run up here. Michael Gregory trying to get to Derek Hamill again. Last time he got there, he didn't make the move, and it was a JGR car that passed him. What's gapping this time? Same thing. He got the run, got there, but now they're going to go 3 wide for a second. That's going to shuffle Gregory up top 3 wide. And Anthony Fox goes high. And look at Eli Bright's top to bottom move. 3 wide on the 29, the 88, not giving much room there. And Richardson's not giving Eli Bright room. They're almost hitting. They're almost looking 4 wide. Look at that. Big moves being made. Eli's going to try to push Jones away, but with how they're racing, I don't know if they're going to make it. Eli Bright to the bottom. Another driver entering his 10th season of competition. Help from Jay Jefferson back behind him. And for Eli Bright, he won the clash, tied himself with Father Jeff as the winningest driver in every single league's history thus far. If he can win here tonight, not only will that put him by himself atop the most wins column, but he will have a chance to do what no other driver's ever done in Gatorade Cup Series competition. That is sweep speed weeks. If he wins the clash and wins the duel, he can try and win his 3rd race of the week, the Daytona 500. Something no one has ever done in Gatorade Cup Series history. The closest we've come, Anton and Charles Bois back in Season 8. Won the clash, won this duel, didn't win the Daytona 500. So if Eli can win here tonight, some big momentum riding in the Daytona 500 possibly. Eli's tucked all over the back of the 8 of Derek Hamill. It's just like they can get to the 8, but then they just kind of stall out. About half a car length back. That's 3 wide for 3rd right there. Scott Griffin made a big move. Fitzwater, push from Jay Jefferson on the inside. And Eli has no help to make that move work at all. I mean, 3rd on back are just kind of messing around with each other. Eli's going to need help to make the move work. He can't just do it by himself. Not if the 8 car is as strong as it is. 5 cars move down. They're all clear. I think Scott Gerger's too big of a run in. I think he might take it on Eli. Look at Eli. He blocked it a little right there. He moved lower so that the 07 had to stay behind him. That push just wasn't enough, though. The 07 couldn't push the 24 enough to get him to the back of the 8 car. Hamilton's about half a car length lead. That 8 is strong. Seven to go this time by. And we're still waiting for a move to be made for the race lead. Shuffling around, there goes Scott Gregory. He'll move on Eli Bright. Fitzwater, the 47, coming into the fray. Kukulon behind him. And the driver who's set to start 2nd Max Rossi. Nothing on the line here except a race victory for him. Fitzwater will move to third at the end of the backstretch. Brandon Beal goes through, puts Max Rossi in the middle lane. And Michael Gregory, Anthony Fox coming on the inside with Nathan Green, the 20. Back around, 6 to go this time by. Derek Hamill's at all but one lap tonight, and that was the first lap. He started 5th, rode up to 2nd on the first lap. Didn't lead the first lap by about the nose of his car. Max Rossi led it. But ever since then, he's been in total control of Gatorade Duel number 2. No one has been able to get to him and make a move. And they just don't stay committed. And even if they do stay committed, they can't really get to the back of the 8. They don't get close enough to where they can make moves. That's probably the closest anyone's been to Derek Hamill. Scott Gregory was, and he barely cleared Fitzwater right there to get down in front of him. See if he can make a move off turn 4 here. I think he lost some ground through the corner. That 8's just so good through the corners. They can't make it back on the straightaways. 5 to go. Derek Hamill in control. The rest of the pack kind of spread out. Fox with the move on Fitzwater. That's for 3rd. Nathan Green's going to go with that 88. Green to the inside now of Anthony Fox. Front 2 going to try and get away from the field. 4 to go this time by. Fox down line 3rd. And there's just no organization at all in this pack. It's all on the inside. No one on the outside, really. It's one of the strangest duels we've seen. Look at Scott Gregory trying to make a move, but Fox just didn't go with them. It's got to be so frustrating as a driver. Being there in 2nd, you know you have a run. You know you have the run to make a move for the win or for the lead. And just no one goes with you. It's got to be so frustrating inside those cars. I've been in that position before where you have the run. You know you have the run. And you try and make it, but no one goes with you. It's a frustrating position to be in for sure. That's why you got to love, if you're Derek Hamill's position, you love what you're seeing. Just constant passing for a second, no cooperation. We're coming around to 3 to go, and Derek Hamill's in control, and no one's really helping back behind. It's all just a battle for 2nd at this point. You can see them trying to get down there and block and whatnot, but it's just not working. 3 to go. Luke Rainey and Jeff Brent on the inside. Can they do anything? As Nathan Green is 2nd. Talking about the front 5 are going to move up. Luke Rainey's going to pull off for 2nd. He's going to have help from Brandon Beal. The 20 getting the draft off the 8. Has a little help from the 5, but the 2 gets better help to stay beneath. 2 to go this time by. I just don't see any coordination. I don't see any setup for someone besides Derek Hamill to win this race. I just don't see it happening. There's just not enough happening in the pack to where it would be good enough. Jake Galloway trying to get back up here. Remember we said the only way he would start where he qualified is if he were to win this duel. We'll see if the beer cars work together. You have Miller Lite, Budweiser on the outside. They had a run for Derek Hamill. That's the closest someone's been to Hamill, but Rainey doesn't make the move yet. I'm questioning what Luke Rainey just did right there. I think he had the move. I think he had the run to make the move, and he just didn't do it. White flag this time by Gatorade Duel number 2. Derek Hamill in control. Luke Rainey, Brandon Beal trying to do something. Yep, then I make that move to seal the fate. They maybe would have had a shot if the 9 stayed with the 2, but Rainey backed up to Beal, tried to get a run, and Brandon Beal didn't do it. Final time with the super stretch. Derek Hamill in control, all by himself. He's not had a single contest since he's gone out front all night long. They battled for 2nd behind. The pack spread out. No one can make anything work. Off turn number 4, Derek Hamill dominates duel number 2 en route to victory. He'll start 4th in the Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500. Domination out of the 8 of Derek Hamill. He wins the duel. And that all kind of stemmed from no one working together at all. So Hamill will start 4th. Max Rossi finishes the race. He will start 2nd in the Great American Race, which will come in a few days. Before that, we have the Geico 250 and the Pennzoil Truck Series, the Hershey Kisses 300 and the Target Series, and then the Great American Race, the biggest of the week, the Daytona 500. I thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys for those races.